Hi, good morning. Welcome to the podcast series of JM Financial, Center for Financial Research. We are extremely glad to have you today, Madhu, with us today. Madhu is the lead Culture and Sustainability, JM Financial Group. In her role as the lead, Madhu is responsible for building, nurturing the organization's culture, with a very strong focus on diversity and inclusion. Additionally, Madhu also drives the group's sustainability agenda, which is very close to all our heart. So, very glad to have you here, Madhu.
Thank you for having me here. It's wonderful. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Same here, Madhu. So, Madhu, I wanted to begin with something which is very close to your heart, which is sustainability. So, in the context of a financial services firm, what does sustainability mean, and how has this understanding of our sustainability evolved beyond just the ESG compliance that we were kind of chatting about?
So it's pretty fantastic that you literally said the ESG part. So when you talk about sustainability, your mind moves to the ESG angle of it and the reporting of it, and that generally leads you to compliance. And I am not taking away from the importance of that. But sustainability in a people-centric world, which financial institutions are, where there's so many stakeholders, which is not only the employees, the clients, the markets, other institutions. It goes way beyond just ticking the box. It goes way beyond regulation. It's not something that you can do and get done with. It's not a mandate that you get done with. It's ongoing. It's something that builds longevity into organizations, and that is essentially what the culture of the organization is. So while sustainability will provide the framework, it's the values and the culture of their organization which will show you the path how to achieve that. So I think they're pretty interrelated, and so that's the way I broadly see sustainability in a financial organization.
Right. So, Madhu, I'm so glad that you brought two very important keywords, which is the mandate and the framework. And how, it's not just about this mandate, because then it becomes a tick the box kind of agenda, but it is about creating that framework. And if I want to talk about the framework, especially at JM Financial, I know you lead the very interesting initiative which is Thrive. I know it's very close to your heart. So can you tell us a little bit about what is Thrive? How did it kind of began? The journey, basically, the story from your perspective, because you are the one who has kind of seen this and kind of are working in this day in and day out. And also help us understand how Thrive or initiatives like Thrive can help think of practical steps in bringing this mandate and framework together to have this long-term sustainable growth.
Right. So I'm going to tell you where Thrive came from. So Thrive essentially is not just an initiative. It's a movement. It's a movement which kind of makes sure that everyone who comes to work,
right,
for whatever work that they are doing, comes as their full person. And for me, that full person is a person who sees intellectual growth, social growth, emotional growth, physical growth, and all of that. You come as a complete person to work. And that's when you can give your 100%, right? And that's when you can take back 100% from your learning experience or your working experience. And Thrive essentially said that, how do I take the values that this organization has articulated, and how do I put those values in practice? And once you put those values in practice, which again is an ongoing thing, it is something, it's trust. Values and trust go very, very closely together. It compounds very slowly. It erodes very quickly, but it compounds very, very slowly.
Very well said.
So how do you put these layers in place? And it's very important to articulate the layers, because I truly believe that most organizations have the intent. Where the miss is how do you take that intent into practice?
Right.
So Thrive essentially tried to take that intent into practice. We've had values.
Right.
And how do you take those values? So then we divided Thrive into various verticals, and essentially that is how we brought it to the organization. It's 2 years old now. Everything that was happening was anyways happening. What we did is we kind of collated it, gave it more of a kind of a structure, and that kind of accelerated its impact.
Right.
The moment you have a structure in place and you know what you're going to do and you have accountability of that structure, you see the impact. And yeah, so that's why Thrive has been extremely, extremely close to my heart. So talking about Thrive, we have various verticals, as I said to it. So for the emotional well-being, and this doesn't talk about anything that's medical. We have tied up with MindPeers, which is an external organization, because sometimes you're stressed out or you're not motivated enough, or you're carrying some kind of baggage, emotional baggage, because we don't exist in silos. What happens at our homes impact us today. If I've had an argument with my kid and I'm driving to work and I have a presentation, that's going to impact me. It's going to play on my mind. If my child is not well and I'm a little stressed about the child being at home, and this is largely also talking about inclusion, because the women at work wear many hats. How do you kind of bring your best self to work? And so we've tied up with MindPeers, which allows you 24/7 counseling, and it's available in regional languages, it's available in English, Hindi, it's on a call. It doesn't have to be, because we don't get into the area of the medical part. If that is, they take it separately. But any kind of motivation and counseling that you require, we first saw that piece as being an important piece. We then realized, and the reason I'm telling you this is to how one thing leads to another, that I may be okay, but if my kid is not okay or my parent is not okay, I'm definitely going to be affected. So then we extended it to two dependents of the family, which could be the sibling, the parent, and then the regional languages really came to play. So that's on the emotional side. On the intellectual side, we do a lot of L&D, which is beyond the scope of your work. So of course, there is the mandate of doing the L&D for the work that you do, and to, of course, enhance that. But we're in a time where our career trajectories are going to change far more rapidly than they have before. So how do you prepare yourself for different careers, to pivot or to add more pieces to the pie? So those kind of L&D trainings, which essentially people take deciding which level they are at. So this is again online, but we also have a lot of offline teaching, because there has been a fatigue of online learning, and we are very cognizant of that. So like a kind of a hybrid thing that we bring to people. We have a lot of social growth, wherein we get teams that otherwise do not work with each other. They may work with each other in areas where they need something of each other, but they don't work in, like they're not working towards the same purpose. So for what I would say wealth and risk, they kind of almost, so ensuring that they meet socially to understand, their where they're coming from, have conversations which are not really parties, but just understanding their area of work. I think communication is a large part of sustainability. As human beings, we need to communicate and communicate well. So we have a lot of workshops on communication, which is beyond being effective communication, being compassionate communication. You can yet have a very strong statement to make, but the words you use make all the difference. So that's a piece that we are quite, focused on. When I talk about physical growth, I definitely don't mean that we are running PT camps, but we do encourage movement, whether it is, a yoga, or whether it is encouraging people to have a gym membership or a step-a-thon, because, I mean, it's a biologically proved fact. If you're getting the movement in, you're definitely going to have less cortisol, you're going to be able to deal with tricky situations better. So just generally giving you an all-in-all, I would say, toolbox, which allows you to approach your career, your trajectory, your growth. We have a lot of leadership talks in which we have leaders externally and internally talking to the organization. Because it's very important that they see that you're seeing their trajectory as well as just the trajectory of an organization. An organization, at the end of it, is its people.
Right. Right.
So, and I see this more with younger people, and you would have noticed this a lot more. They want to see where their trajectory is. They don't want to just get in and then figure it out. So being able to build a longer, kind of a goalpost for them is something we try to do.
Oh, very interesting. I mean, as I said, I started with, the idea that you were saying about frameworks and mandates. So how mandates can be productively turned into frameworks, and it's very interesting that you bring in this aspect of the full personality. That you are not coming to your work as one piece of you coming in, but you're coming as a full person, and therefore how the organization is supporting. So that's a very, very interesting. I think it's a very powerful thought also, and I'm so glad that Thrive has seen 2 years. So there is, I'm sure, a lot of learnings that others can also, pick from you.
We're a 52-year-old organization.
Right.
So there are a lot of pieces that Thrive has picked up that have worked over the years,
Right.
and now just trying to put it into whatever was happening, to put it into like a framework which is accessible to every new person that's joining.
Correct. And it's very powerful if some of these learnings can also be kind of disseminated, and others can also learn from it. And that's where my next question kind of is, because we are an emerging economy, there is a lot of focus on sustainability. So for an emerging market like India, what do you think is very critical for success? The challenges that specifically financial services face, and when they are looking at embedding sustainability, because as you said, the thought is there, some actions has always been there, inherent. How do you build this structure and the framework? So if there are any learnings which you think others can pick up and get this framework of this full personality, coming in the workplace, and therefore looking at people as an asset, as an intangible asset, how which you grow and kind of nurture, and which adds to your organizational overall growth and well-being. So specifically from the India perspective, if there are topics which you think are important, which others can also pick from your experience.
I mean, I will tell you our learnings, and I hope that is information and help for anyone else.
Absolutely.
Having again so much of time, we've realized that your value system is essential, because that's what makes you have the wisdom of making your decision based on not just short-term output, right? We have a very interesting time in India. Markets are growing rapidly. There's a lot that is happening. Financially there are changes, but there are also geographical changes, and you're also seeing environmental changes. So you're having a time where everything is dynamic.
Right.
And when everything is moving, you have to have a solid base on which it is moving, because otherwise it's all going to collapse. And that to me is longevity. That to me is values. That to me is trust. That to me is maybe a lack of urgency and ability to step back and evaluate before being impulsive. That is essentially something that you cannot tell someone to do. It has to come from the top. It has to come from, it's a top-down approach. It is something that, people emulate if they see it working. And that value system has to be a top-down for me. I think that's really, really important. You have to enact the fact that you choose value, you choose longevity, you choose trust always, because decisions sometimes need to be made in areas that are gray. Absolutely. Right?
Absolutely.
And when you come to that point, what is it that sets you apart? And what sets you apart is building value, your values, and building value which is long-term and sees the test of time.
Right, right.
So I think that's very important. That's where the play of examples come in, where in fact at Thrive we have something which is called honors, which are Thrive honors, And these are honors which honor people that have built their teams up, honors like a pillar, held the teams together in times that were difficult and showed, kind of the way, built teams up through teaching and learning and encouraging them to explore their potential. These are very important things to be recognized. They look like softer things, but essentially that's making the foundation on which all these rapid decisions that are made on. So that foundation has to be strong.
Absolutely. So value system and how does that guide you in the long-term growth and integration of sustainability? What I hear from you is, because that becomes
longevity, keeping the long-term goal,
right.
The value system, having a chance not to be impulsive,
right.
And not reactive,
right.
And always thinking of the larger picture.
Right. So Madhu, one last question, because you brought this short-term, long-term, and in financial services we are always about how do you balance the short and the long.
Yes.
Specifically from the perspective of boards, right? Because ultimately the management value system, there is one trajectory, and how does this then go and sit together with the board, because there is also movements in the boards, right? And therefore, because you want that as well, because you want different perspectives to come and people giving you ideas, also questioning some of your ideas. So how does this dynamic movement between the board or the ideas of the board and the management then sit together, especially in a financial services firm where you're always, you have to kind of look at this short-term, long-term balance of growth?
So I don't think looking at longevity means that you are lackadaisical or slow to react. You're not impulsive.
Okay.
So I think that balance comes in the form of decisions that you make.
Right.
So it does not impact the profit that you're making, but it's ensuring that profit is long term. It is solid. It is something that you kind of how do I put this more? So what I'm trying to say is that building values and culture and sustainability doesn't slow an organization. So if that was your question, and
yes,
how do you
yes.
answer to the board if there are certain gains to have been made, that doesn't stop you from making the gains. It just makes you make a more rational decision such that you can capitalize on that gain. So I think they actually work together rather than oppose each other.
Okay. So the board has been supportive in general.
Absolutely.
Not just here, I'm generally the board's outlooks have been, because they see this as a long-term value add and ultimate, sustainable as well as, a strong trajectory of the long-term growth.
So think of it as, again, the toolbox. It is building those tools such that you make better decisions.
Right.
Okay, and this is providing those tools. This is not telling you what decision to make.
Right.
It is providing you with the tools to make those decisions.
Right. So great, Madhu, with those the framework and the toolbox of sustainability in our mind. I would like to thank you for sharing your insights.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully, we can take this to other places and kind of disseminate this more as good practices. And again, I would like to congratulate you on the Thrive as an initiative. And good luck with Thrive at JM Financial.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.